These stars are from a hand-carved lino cut that I made that were based on the original kind of stars of the Union. One of my mentors, Floyd Newsom, who was also one of the founders of Project Row Houses, he was the first example that I saw of a black man who was also an artist and a professor. He told me that I had a responsibility to get out of my space and to do something with my craft and my skill. And I took that as an imperative that I just have run with. My name is Anthony J. Sauer. I am a multidisciplinary artist, an educator, and I am from Houston, Texas. I grew up in Missouri City, and I was a lover of art from a very young age. My very first works that I was making were comic books that I would draw for my family. I would present them like I was unveiling like a show or something like that. And I grew up a child of the 80s and really loved the idea of traveling through time, through destiny or through poignant moments, things that are meant to kind of take you into different spheres of whatever your existence needs to be. And so when I work, you know, it very much is a love of time travel, but also aging material, which is why in a lot of the paintings and the drawings that I produce, there are relationships to nature and the ecotone that exists between places of water and land. A lot of the fabrics that I use in the work are found objects, but they are coming from very personal spaces. There's also an ancestral relationship that I have to using fabrics and wearable art. And so a lot of the fabrics and materials are imbued with some sense of history. I feel like all those things are important when it comes to narrative. For black men, there's not a lot of places for us to emote and to be in spaces where we can be frail and fragile and just be supported by one another. And so I asked to be a part of the Black Man Project. I had a good friend of mine who's a filmmaker. We were traveling the nation and working on a documentary and doing a living salon dinner where we were inviting men to be a part of a conversation about their life experiences, black men specifically. This is a great opportunity for me to be a social sculptor in a very direct way. I'm an Afro-surrealist, and my work is usually a quotation also of Afrofuturism and language of freedom and how that manifests in a physical sense. So the seed cloak was an idea that I had that was really birthed on a conversation of how black people, when they were brought to the United States and to other parts of the world, the women would sow seeds, you know, into their hair. And then me being an African-American man, you know, the root of my work is from the diaspora, but it's also filtered through the lens of the blackness of me being in this space in the South and being in Texas. I love this idea that someone can meet my work, regardless of what my intentionality was with the work, they can see themselves in the work. Students inspire me every day. That's one of the reasons why I started teaching. Me as an educator, I see so much of the work of social sculpture being embodied in what I do when I go on to the campus at U of H every day. What has been most enjoyable is being the voice that I wanted to hear or have heard through various mentors and do it in a very intentional way. The relationship that a mentor and a teacher has to their pupil or student is a reciprocal. A lot of times I see myself in them. Having, you know, so much creative energy in the house, that also equates to us having a house full of passion. What's beautiful about that collaborative partnership between my wife and I is that we fuel each other. She sees things that I don't see. Don't tell her I said that. They also get a chance to see all the cool stuff our kids do, the cool stuff that we get a chance to do as a creative couple. So it's a nice dynamic. This is one of the original pieces of architecture that you'll find in this neighborhood, meaning that it is reflective of like what has been here. And so it's a beautiful reminder of like what Houston once was. I'm a proud Texan, proud Houstonian, and I started to really understand my place in the community here. This is a really beautiful space where the arts are starting to take on this new energy. Generally, when I have someone ask me to do something here or be a part of a project, it's yes, because I love my city. That new day is an opportunity, just like making artwork is an opportunity to combine different experiences and make something new and beautiful.